Coming back, talking to some of my buddies, they were coming back single engine, so the airplane was already in distress, and then trying to land a aircraft single engine. Something happened on final. Don't know if the other engine shit the bed or they lost control. Anyway, attempted an ejection out of, looks like out of the envelope, more or less upside down. And it's horrific. So 2 naval aviators, our Navy flight officer and naval aviator are gone. They're no longer with us. Freedom is not free, folks. So they're from the VFA 213 Black Lions. That's my old sister squadron in my old air wing. So not good. I was enjoying the past couple days with the president being at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar and standing in front of a Hornet. He was up at the Boeing factory standing in front of a Hornet, and then one crashes down the street in Key West, and two people are dead. Gave their lives for this country. So do me a favor and please remember them and their families sometime today. Freedom is not free, and it has a price. The Russia stuff is picking up. Putin's going to fire back at Prime Minister May for booting some of his spies. He's going to boot some of theirs. I think that's as worst it goes. I don't think we're getting to a nuclear war anytime soon, but it is certainly, the hunt for Red October time is coming back. Vladimir Putin, he ain't no communist. He's a Soviet, and he'd love to bring the Soviet Union back, and he's really doing it. Where's all my whiny liberals that Trump hasn't done anything against Russia? Well, he just double-barreled today. The guy acts he doesn't care what the media thinks. He's like, he said, it looks like the Russians, in the past he said, I don't know who did it. The Chinese, a fat dude eating Cheetos in his basement. The Russians, will find out. Well, now that he's found out, he's blasting away at Russia for interference in U.S. elections. The Treasury is also sanctioning a bunch of Russians for their cyber attacks. So silence from all the people saying he didn't do anything. Okay, all those people are the ready, shoot, aim. Although they don't know what the hell what AR stands for in the gun control debate, so I don't listen to him anyway. Trump takes aim at next tariff target, China. What is it? $200 billion trade imbalance, and he already told this guy, man, hey, Mr. President for life, you're going to knock at least $100 billion off that thing, or we will go to war. This is great. He sat on him for a year to do something about North Korea. North Korea is finally coming to the table. I don't think China did it, to be honest with you. China tried their best to sit on their nephew, and they ignored him. For a while there, I briefed you that China was worried about a first strike against them, meaning, hey, we're actually scared our nephew's going to come after us. So they didn't do anything about North Korea. They started to get really serious about the sanctions and reducing the flow of capital and goods into North Korea, so that hurt. But they could have done a lot more, a lot sooner, and they didn't. So now Trump's going to roll in on them and play good cop, bad cop. And from the other really nice garden spot in the world, Saudi Crown Prince says they will develop a nuclear bomb if Iran gets one, and compares the Ayatollah to Hitler. Well, hold on. I'm confused. I thought Trump was Hitler. In this interview, Saudi Arabia said, look at this. I briefed you on this for years, folks. Saudi Arabia doesn't want to own a nuclear bomb, but without a doubt, if Iran develops one, we'll follow suit as soon as possible. You know what as soon as possible means? Probably in a couple hours. It would take a plane flight from Pakistan to Riyadh to deliver a nuclear weapon. The Saudis have been bankrolling the Pakistani nuclear program since day one. Why? So they don't have to do it themselves, so they can pick up the phone and say, hey, we need a nuke now, and it'll happen. So Barack Hussein Obama has started a nuclear arms race in the one country or one region in the world where you don't want a nuclear arms race. Thanks, Barack. Tillerson's out. Nobody even remembers this story anymore. And, of course, the liberals in the media forgot about the biggest story of him being out, is that the first female was nominated to lead the CIA. And she was in charge of a black site where they waterboarded people. That's the type of woman I want running the CIA. I was waterboarded. All you liberal and Democrats can kiss my ass. If it's torture, I was tortured by the United States government, and I'm going to sue them. It wasn't. It was training, jackasses. Stocks climbed despite trade tensions. That shows me that yesterday the market didn't pull back on trade tensions, because as soon as Larry Kudlow was announced, the market didn't react. I briefed, my exact words Monday in the timing research brief were right here. I said, we're going to pull back to the 50-day, chop around, and then head higher into Q1s. So the reason the market is up today, there's some mixed economic data, is because we are hitting this 50-day moving average. All the algos are jumping in. I was over at the Boca Hotel last night at the FIA, the Futures Industry Association conference, shooting a shit with a lot of people, and that's what everybody's saying. Don't listen to CNBC, folks. Get your news here and not from them. Larry Kudlow is the new national economic counselor, and he also had some nice things to say, like, "Hey, man, the tariff. He's going to try and be the good cop to Trump's bad cop." That's a tough job because at the end of the day, the skipper's got the president's got 51% of the vote, and good for him. Kind of mixed picture today. The Empire Fed survey was up, the Phillies down. This is good. I like conflicting data. Because that means that Jerome Powell, our new Fed chief, might not see the need to raise interest rates as much this year, and that would be bullish for stocks, especially since yesterday the Atlanta Fed slashed their Q1 GDP forecast to below 2%. Barack Hussein Obama would have killed for those GDP numbers. Maybe he did. So investors worried about the end of Goldilocks market, paring back their riskier bets. That's fine. I like it. And I love the fact that more than half of 2018 earnings growth, which we'll see, Q1 earnings coming up here at the end of the month, are going to come from tax cuts and stock buybacks. I love it. Love that. Volatility's back. Love that too. Makes options a little bit more pricey. We're going to talk about wind today in about 20 minutes, so I got to get going. In our Analyze Your Trade and debrief for the week, we're going to talk about our Amazon weekly bull put spread. We'll talk about some wind trades. We'll talk about Amazon, JP Morgan, our financials. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today, and legging into our iron condor on MGM. We took a look yesterday at a bull put spread, which was good, and we kind of leveled out here. We might actually take a look at the bear call spread today in our brief, okay? So I'm going to get running, but like I said, please do me a favor, and it's not a good way to go, man, ejecting out of an airplane and getting killed during the ejection. Where do we get such men and women? The last scene in The Bridges at Toko Ri. If you've never seen that movie, I strongly recommend that movie. So fair winds and following seas, my brothers, in Till Valhalla, and God bless.